I bought the DJI Action 2 dual screen combo on launch, and I've been playing around with its new modular design. The design is new and fun, and it's compact. Now, you've already seen the big creators do their launch videos with DJI to showcase its new features, but if you're like me who purchased this camera, you probably have some of the same questions I have, especially when it comes to audio. Where are the onboard mics? How do they work? And how can you make sure you get great audio? Welcome, I'm Chuck, and if you're like me, when you get a new product, you get excited, but you really want to know how to get the most out of it. With the DJI Action 2, when you unbox it, it only comes with a quick start guide. But guess what? It really doesn't tell you much. So I went online to DJI.com to the DJI Action 2 page, and I downloaded the user manual. I'll put the link to it in the description below. And here's what I found out. On page 5, it shows there's a mic hole on the front side of the camera unit on the right side below the camera lens. Now, if you look at the left side of the camera, you'll see another hole, and the manual says this is an air pressure hole. This is most likely to help with water so it can drain from the camera unit so it can go underwater. Now, if you bought the dual screen combo like I did, you'll also see there are 3 other mics on the touchscreen module. These mics are only on the touchscreen module, and so when you look at the diagrams, you'll see they're not on the power module. So looking at the touchscreen module diagram, there's one on the top center on the back of the module. On the left and right sides, you'll also see mic holes next to the camera clips close to the back panel. Now, just below the camera clips above the power button on the touchscreen module are slots for onboard speakers. So that's great. There's an onboard speaker, and we know where the mics are, but how do they work? So here's where I got really excited. Now, the manual doesn't tell you much about these mics, but they're pretty much in the same orientation as the DJI Pocket 2. So just like I did with the DJI Pocket 2, I found out how these mics work by going to the DJI.com website for the Action 2. So if you scroll down on the page through all the features, you'll get to the section called Intelligent Audio. And when you get there, you'll see there's a clickable section where you can see where the mics are located, just like in the manual. You'll see there's Audio Zoom, which works like the Pocket 2. When you use the digital zoom, the sound on the front mic will increase as you zoom. Now, I haven't used that because I don't really use digital zoom, but in the last section, and this is the best part, just like the DJI Pocket 2, I found out the DJI Action 2 has directional audio controls. So what does that mean? Well, there are 3 modes to control the focus of your sound. There's front mode, front and back mode, and all mode. If you like being able to control the sounds on the onboard mics just like the DJI Pocket 2, let me know. Hit that like button below. But in the meantime, let's take a look at how those modes work. The first thing you'll need to do is activate Pro mode. Do this by swiping down on the touch screen, swipe the screen to the left to get to the second menu page, and tap on Pro mode. When you do, you'll have access to exposure and sound settings for your DJI Action 2. Now swipe up to get to the main page, and when you're in video mode, you'll see the adjustments icon on the right. Tap on it. The first tab is highlighted with all the exposure settings, but grayed out on the right next to it is a mic icon. Tap on that. This is the advanced sound configuration, and you'll only see this after activating Pro mode. The top left square is for setting your video for mono or stereo sound. To get the most of the onboard mics, make sure it says stereo. The square next to it on the right is for wind reduction, so if you're outside and there's a wind or breeze, you might get better sound if you turn it on. So test it out for best results. Finally, the bottom square is what really got me excited because it shows you directional sound settings. So let's check them out by starting in front mode. In front mode, it does exactly what it means. Only the front mic is activated. So if you're filming someone, vlogging, or simply filming a scene, the sound will only be recorded and focused from wherever the camera lens is pointed. This is also the default mode of the camera unit if you're using it by itself, since there are no other mics on it. So let's see how this sounds. So this is front mode only with the DJI Action 2. So only the front mic is engaged using the directional audio control. And this is what it also would sound like if you just had the camera module by itself, because that microphone is right next to the lens on the camera module. This is a sound test on the DJI Action 2. So that was front mode with only the front mic activated. Now if you tap on the directional audio control to front and back, you're now activating the front mic on the camera module and the mic on the back of the touchscreen module. And here are some ideas when you'd use that. You can use this mode if you're behind the camera interacting with someone while you're filming. It can also be used for a casual interview you might be conducting, or when you're filming a fun family situation and you're part of the action. So let's see what that sounds like. So this is front and back mode with the DJI Action 2 directional audio control. So I'm on the front side of the camera. Let's go to the back side. So this is what it sounds like on the back side of the DJI Action 2 with the directional audio. I'm going back to the front. And this is what it sounds like for the sound test on the DJI Action 2 in front and back mode with the directional audio. The last mode for directional audio is when all mics are activated. This will give you more of an immersive sound, so if you're listening in stereo, you'll actually hear sound coming from the right and left of the camera. Since this is spatial stereo, you can only hear the right and left channels this way, but keep in mind, since the camera only records in 2-channel stereo, the sound coming from the front and back mics will be balanced towards the middle of where you would hear audio. So let's hear how this sounds. This is a sound check with the DJI Action 2 with all mics turned on using the directional audio control. So this is what it sounds like from the front. Let's move over to the left side of the camera. This is a sound check on the left side of the camera of the DJI Action 2. I'm now on the back side of the DJI Action 2, so this is what it sounds like from the back mic. Circling towards the right, this is what it sounds like with the DJI Action 2 with a right mic. And finally, I'm back to the front. So if you have your headsets on, you probably heard me going from the left to the right, and the sound was balanced for the front and back microphones. It's a bit breezy today, so I turned on noise reduction, so hopefully you didn't hear a little bit of that wind noise, but you can hear some ambient sound because there's cars over on this side, and then on this side of the park, they're doing some mowing. This is a sound check with the DJI Action 2 with all mics turned on. While the sound in all mode is meant to give you more of an immersive sound, just remember, while you can control directional sound, you cannot control the input level of each mic. So if you're narrating or vlogging in a loud environment, be aware sounds coming into the other mics might overpower your voice. So how does this help me as a creator with the DJI Action 2 dual screen combo? I now know how to control how audio is recorded with this camera. I can choose to vlog using just the front mic, create videos with sound coming in from the front or back mics, or turn on all the mics for a really immersive sound. So I can't wait to explore more with this version of the DJI Action. So let me know what you think with a comment below, and if you want to see how directional audio works with the DJI Pocket 2, be sure to check out this video, and we'll see you in the next video.